Are you getting killed by Auggrin every match? Tired of banning him every game? Or maybe you just don't know how to counter him, or play him yourself? Well, today we're diving deep into Auggrin, the Grand Dominator, a fighter jungler who can devastate enemies with insane mobility, crowd control, and burst damage. This guide will take you from a beginner who struggles against him to a pro who dominates the battlefield with precision, timing, and smart combos. Before we dive into the full guide, remember, mastering Auggrin is all about control, positioning, and knowing when to strike. Whether you want to carry games, gank efficiently, or control team fights, this guide will cover every aspect of him, including skill combos, item builds, arcana, and strategies to counter or synergize with your team. Let's get into it. Auggrin, also known as Deciming, debuted globally in July 2024. Despite his mage-like appearance and flashy attacks, he is a physical damage fighter with high mobility and unique jungler mechanics. Auggrin's playstyle combines sustained damage, crowd control, and target execution, making him a nightmare for squishy heroes and a powerful presence in skirmishes and team fights. If you've struggled against him in the jungle, lane, or team fights, understanding his kit is key. He relies on marking enemies, comboing skills, and utilizing the Divine Seer Sheer mode for maximum effectiveness. Let's understand his skills and how to counter him or play him in-game. Auggrin's passive Soul Resonance is deceptively simple, but incredibly powerful. Every basic attack creates a soul chain linking him to his target, dealing consistent physical damage over time. If the target fails to break free, the damage frequency increases, ending with a burst of additional magic damage. Beginners will find it useful to weave auto attacks between skills to maintain the chain and slowly chip away at enemies. Advanced players, however, will use the passive to constantly pressure enemies, poke in fights, and zone key targets while setting up combos that can swing the tide of battle. Understanding how this passive interacts with skills is essential because it amplifies every engagement and makes Auggrin a relentless presence on the battlefield. His first skill, Path of Passing, lets him dash forward, slashing in a straight line to create the Path of the Afterlife. Hitting walls or the life-death boundary amplifies the damage and grants a burst of movement speed, giving him unmatched mobility. This skill can be recast to recall his halberd, entering the Divine Seer state for a few seconds. Auggrin's skill 2, Death's Precipice, is where his crowd control and damage truly shine. With a single swing of his halberd, he slows enemies and leaves a mark, the life-death boundary, that amplifies damage for any target that touches it. His next basic attack is Empowered, dealing extra damage and restoring his health, which adds sustainability to his fights. Beginners can use this skill to catch fleeing targets, disrupt enemy formations, or secure jungle objectives. Experts, however, integrate skill 2 seamlessly into combos, using it after skill 1 or auto attacks to lock down priority targets and sustain Auggrin in prolonged fights. Perfecting the timing allows Auggrin to control skirmishes, gank efficiently, and dominate in both early and late game team fights. Then comes his ultimate, Conductor of Souls, the true hallmark of his power. Auggrin descends from the sky, dealing massive physical damage, knocking back enemies, and restoring health if he hits heroes. To make things even deadlier, the ultimate summons a spirit clone for 8 seconds, mimicking his attacks with increased movement and attack speed. Beginners should focus on using it against clustered enemies or squishy targets to maximize impact. When it comes to combos, beginners should focus on chaining skill 1 into a basic attack, following with skill 2 to slow and mark targets, and then finishing with the ultimate to maximize damage. Pros, on the other hand, seamlessly integrate recast skill 1 to maintain Divine Seer state, weave auto attacks to refresh Soul Resonance, and time skill 2 with ultimate for continuous pressure. Squishy targets fall quickly, and even tanks are pressured heavily when played correctly. Practicing these combos in real matches is crucial to mastering Auggrin and understanding when to go all in or disengage. Auggrin's build is all about adapting to your playstyle and the needs of your team. Personally, when I play solo, I prefer a full tanky setup, giving me the durability to survive extended fights and maintain jungle control. For this, I prioritize items like Giant's Grip, Boots of Resistance, Blazing Cape, Blood Rage, Ominous Premonition, and Eye of the Phoenix. Depending on the situation, I sometimes swap one defensive item for a single Doomsday, giving me a little extra damage and physical lifesteal without sacrificing my frontline presence. For even greater safety, Sag's Sanctuary can be purchased for an extra life, turning Auggrin into an almost unkillable force during late-game team fights. My arcana for this tanky style are Fate, Stealth, and Void, emphasizing survivability, crowd control utility, and durability to outlast enemies in skirmishes and jungle duels. When I play with a coordinated team, I switch to a damage-focused build to maximize my carry potential. In this setup, my go-to items are Rapacious Bite, Boots of Resistance, Axe of Torment, Shadow Ripper, Blood Weeper, and Eternity Blade. This configuration focuses on amplifying Auggrin's burst damage, attack speed, and crowd control, allowing me to delete squishy targets and control key objectives quickly. Paired with Calamity, Hunt, and Eagle Eye Arcana, this setup ensures I hit hard, reposition effectively, and chain my combos flawlessly for maximum damage output. For players looking for flexibility, a hybrid approach, splitting between tankiness and damage, can also be effective, letting Auggrin survive longer while still threatening key targets with his lethal combos. Ultimately, mastering Auggrin's build comes down to understanding the flow of the game. Play tanky to maintain map control and solo pressure, or go damage heavy with your team to carry fights decisively. Auggrin's true power isn't just in his own kit, it's amplified by knowing which heroes to pair him with and which ones can shut him down. For synergy, heroes like Dolia and Sunbin elevate Auggrin's effectiveness tremendously. Dolia isn't just a supportive presence. She can reset Auggrin's skill cooldowns, allowing him to chain his devastating combos multiple times in quick succession. Meanwhile, Sunbin brings damage and crowd control that can affect the entire enemy team when his ultimate is timed correctly. On the flip side, Auggrin faces challenges against heroes who outmaneuver or burst him down. Musashi, Lam, Liang, Donghuang, and Dr. Bian are prime examples. Against them, patience, smart positioning, and waiting for the right moment to engage are crucial. Auggrin shines brightest when targeting squishy, low-mobility heroes. His combo, Skill 2 Mark, Empowered Basic Attacks, and Ultimate Finish, is devastating against fragile mages and marksmen. Playing Auggrin effectively is all about map awareness, precise timing, and smart target selection. In the jungle, focus on efficient clears to stay ahead in gold and experience, while constantly looking for opportunities to mark key enemy targets with Skill 2. In teamfights, positioning is everything. Auggrin excels at initiating or disrupting fights, but overextending without team support can be deadly. Use Skill 1 to traverse terrain, dodge dangerous crowd control, or escape after engaging. Skill 2 should always be used to mark and slow high-value targets, creating openings for your team to follow up. Your ultimate is not just for damage, it's a game changer, healing you, summoning your spirit clone, and executing low-health enemies. Cast it at the right moment to swing fights in your favor, especially when enemies are grouped or key carries are isolated. When engaging in a fight, remember, don't just spam skills. Auggrin's strength lies in controlled aggression. Mark, burst, reposition, and finish. Always keep an eye on escape routes and your ultimate's potential for clutch saves or executing enemies. The difference between a good Augran and a great one is patience, timing, and knowing when to strike. Augran is the embodiment of high-risk, high-reward gameplay. Mastering him means understanding every facet of his kit, his passive skills, combos, builds, and hero matchups. With consistent practice, smart positioning, and synergy with allies like Dolia and Sunbin, you can turn Auggrin from a feared enemy into a dominating force capable of carrying games, controlling jungle skirmishes, and executing enemies with precision. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Let's hit 3K subscribers together. With this guide, you won't just survive against Auggrin. You'll command the battlefield as the Grand Dominator, turning every fight into a calculated victory.